Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stay tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom when survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when they need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loudmouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth don't speak, Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank. Candid.
Straight to the point.
If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming, live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from wind. Everybody tough when the lights all bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes. When the truth gon' speak, Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank, Candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Good day and welcome. Dr. Ken's Truth here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for just being here on today. So, today we're going to be talking about a topic, another topic that I find very interesting, and I find it very rewarding because it's something, it's one of those topics that we just don't talk about. It's one of those topics that we just don't, in the black community, just make sure that we understand and know it, because you can do all the things we talked about. You can buy a house, you can pay off your debt, you can have excellence up the wazoo. But if you don't have a good credit score, it doesn't matter. Now, do I agree with needing a credit score? No. I really don't agree with it. I think that it's a consumer way, it's a bank's way of financial redlining, if you ask me. But we're here nonetheless to talk about it, and we're gonna kick it around, and we'll go through some things. I have another presentation from Ally WalletWise that I did when I was with 100 Black Men Well, I'm still there, but and one of the beautiful things about it is it gives you a real understanding. People say they understand credit and they use credit and all that, but they really don't. We're gonna also check out Black Facts, see what's going on in Black history. We got a poll question for you, and during one of the breaks, if I got time, I'll squeeze in and throw in the poll question so that you can start answering it. But one other thing is, pinned in the chat is the products. Of course, we support the show strictly by product sales, and so if you have friends, family, folks like that, of course, I'm going to start building it out and offering more products and change the name of it. I'm looking for names too, so if you have any names you want to suggest, send it to drkenstruth@gmail.com. Feel free to just reach out and, touch by email, and I will answer each email. It may not be timely, but I will answer each and every email. Okay? Is that cool? I think today the topic is talking about protecting your credit with all this artificial intelligence going around. For years, we're told to protect your wallet, make sure nobody steals it. Now you got to protect your passwords. Well, now we got to watch our credit profile. Why? Because in today's world, your credit isn't just used to buy a house, finance a car. It can actually affect where you can live, the interest rates you pay, insurance, which I think is ridiculous. But anyway, you might not even qualify for a job if you have bad credit. And if you want to start a business and you want to get a loan, they're going to look at your credit. So now we got AI-powered technology becomes more sophisticated. Protecting personal information is really more important than ever. Let's go into some artificial intelligence. It can analyze massive amounts of data in seconds, and it can identify patterns, predict behavior, and automate processes. So those same, by the way, I'm live on YouTube, just so you know. So I just, so he doesn't go, oh my God, I'm on TV. It can predict patterns. It can automate processes. Those same capabilities that help a business become more efficient can also be exploited by criminals looking to steal your identity or basically commit fraud. Now, years ago, identity theft required somebody to physically steal your documents, physically steal your mail, steal your wallet, get your information, all that. Today, they may never meet you. You've heard of a data breach? They've exposed tens of millions of social security numbers, addresses, phone numbers, financial records. AI can help criminals sort through all that stuff faster, create fake accounts, impersonate you, and target people with a really convincing scheme. Now, the scary part is that a lot of people don't know they've become victims until they apply for credit, or they get denied, or you get one of those cancellation notices, or you get a collection notice and you're like, I never paid for this, I never bought this. And now you've got debt that you didn't create, but it's under your name. Or you check your credit score. We'll talk about that later. You check your credit score and it drops dramatically. That's why protecting your credit cannot be passive. You are the CEO of your personal financial security. So 3 quick things you got to do. Well, maybe 4. 1, monitor your credit regularly, and we'll talk about how regular. Freeze your credit when it's appropriate. Use passwords and what they call multi-factor authentication. That second step you have to take where they may send a link to your phone with a code. You got to put the code in. And then be skeptical. It's a pain. I know it is. It's a pain. But lose all your data. We'll see what happens. AI-generated emails, text messages, phone calls. Your phone keeps blowing up. I don't really care who has my phone number because I decide whether or not I'm going to answer or not, right? But it can be convincing when I can take your family member's name and their voice, put together a speech, call you and say I'm in jail, and all of a sudden you're sending money somewhere that's fictitious and now it's gone. You have to trust but verify. Pause before you click, confirm before you provide information. And finally, you probably need to teach your family and your kids not to do it. They'll say you're a pain, just like mine did. Oh, you're just being overreactive. Well, probably not. Many of us spend time teaching our children how to cook, how to drive, how to interview, how to manage a checking account. Financial literacy? Not so much. Financial literacy is survival. In the black community, we've spent generations, and I've talked about it. We wanted access for economic opportunities, access to buy houses, jobs, entrepreneurship, starting businesses, investing, wealth building, all that stuff. Credit, many times, if you don't have cash, is the gateway. And when your credit is damaged, your future becomes pretty expensive. You pay more to borrow, you have fewer choices, and to be honest with you, it takes longer to build wealth. Protecting your credit isn't about avoiding fraud. It's about protecting your future and your family's opportunities. And so it's about making sure that financial progress that you worked hard to achieve by getting rid of your debt, paying off your bills, saving, investing, isn't stolen by somebody at a computer like this 1,000 miles away. Now, always remember, here's the caveat: a person without debt is a prime target. The age of AI brings great opportunity, but opportunity comes with responsibility. Don't just protect your phone. Don't just protect your computer. You might want to get some insurance. We've got companies out there to protect your credit. Because in a digital economy, your credit reputation can be called something very important. It can become and can be your most valuable asset. Thanks for listening. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm taking a break. You're listening to Dr. Ken's Truth. We'll be right back. And we're back. So, let me jump in this YouTube chat and see what's going on up in there. Hey, what's up, Quanda? What's up? Study Hall. Everybody has signed in. Let's see who's here. Hey, what's up, Lucretia? Started day, Bestie, Lucretia, all that stuff. Hey, what's here? Sincere say, guess who it is? The one and only Sincere Ronnie Ray Real. How original. Hey, what's up, Todd? How's it going? Let's see who else. Sir Chance, what up? What up? He said, hey, doc. Todd said, must be close to the lake because of the hoodie undisclosed location. Nope, I am nowhere near the lake. I am nowhere near the... I can honestly say I'm at least half hour, 45 minutes away from the lake. So you will never find me. SE, what's going on? Good afternoon. City 4521 said having a poor credit score will really make life hard, such as economics and living space you occupy. Most definitely. Sincere say, hey man, what's up with your butler getting in the way, fixing you a drink? Stop. City said, I remember 700 was considered almost a perfect score. Now it's 850. Well, you know, sometimes people got smart and there are different ways to raise your credit score. So now they just jack it up. It's a consumer thing. Credit is a consumer thing. If you paid cash, you wouldn't need a credit score. But now we make sure certain people can get certain things and certain opportunities and ways that you do your behavior when you spend cash and credit dictates how your credit score goes up and down. And so we'll talk about that and what affects it. And sometimes black people do things that don't necessarily help them get good credit. All right? Let me finish up. Todd said filling out credit card applications do too. Yes, they do. The more you fill out, your credit score drops. Every time somebody makes an inquiry, your credit score drops. It makes absolutely no sense. So with that, I am going to get moving and talk about your credit score. All right? Okay. So let me do this. All right. So you should be able to see my screen, and you should be able, let me see if I can test it, see if it moves. Yep, it does. All right. So again, this is another presentation from Ally Bank. Ally Wallet-Wise, want to say thank you to them. It's out in the public, 100 Black Men chapters where we're doing these workshops, and they are great in giving you just an overview of what exactly and how credit works and how it works and all that stuff. All right. What are the basics? We want to talk about the importance of good credit. If you can, live with no credit. But if you can't, understand how to use it. Talk about credit history, types of credit, credit cards, credit reporting, and credit scores. Pay close attention to that one. And then, how do you protect your credit? Well, we already talked about that in the age of AI. You want to get something. I'm just putting it out there. They're not a supporter. I have LifeLock. And so those are the types of things you can use that can help you protect your credit. So then, quick review of terms. We're going to be talking about capacity. We'll talk about a charge-off. What is collateral? A cosigner. Some things are dangerous. A creditor. Credit report. Credit reporting agency. Credit scorer. What a lien is. Permissible purpose. Repossess. Annual percentage rate. We hear it, but how is it calculated? Periodic rates, annual fees, grace periods, finance charges, all that stuff. All right? So, credit can mean multiple things. Credit can affect your employment, where you live, how much you get to finance your boat, your car, your clothes, credit card, charge card, and just how convenient life can be. So, 3 types of credit: short-term, installment, and revolving. All right? So, what's short-term credit? You might get a personal loan from your bank or credit union for $5,000 and pay it off in a year or two. The trick is you get a better rate if you tell them you're going to take longer to pay it off, and then pay it off sooner, pay less interest. And I'm only doing this for educational purposes. If you want advice, I would say go to a competent professional. Installment credit, you got payments to make. And revolving is one of those things where if you got a line of credit for $3,000, you pay it down, you get to use that $3,000 again. It just sits there. It doesn't grow, doesn't get bigger. It's like a credit card for a store. So if you think of a credit card is like Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Do they still make MasterCards? Stuff like that. And a charge card is like a Kohl's or a store, somewhere that's retail that you would use. Okay. All right. So credit cards are the most popular or widely used form of credit. Why? How do they work? A financial company. Think about that. A financial company needs to make money, so they let you use their money and they charge you interest on it. So they buy it from the Fed or wherever they get it from at 0.5%. They charge you 21% and they make money on the difference. Make sense? Okay. It allows a purchase without cash on hand. Now everybody, you got Apple Pay now, you got Google Pay, you got all that stuff. They carry preset borrowing limits. Some do, some don't. And then they carry terms such as your borrowing rate or your annual percentage rate. So they might tell you 21%, but they might divide that out by 12 months, and every month on the same day, whatever your balance is, they got it. So if it's 12%, it's 1% a month. And so you may not know what you're going to have on your card. So if you got $1 on your card, 1%, they charge you a penny. But if the next month you got $2 on your card and you didn't pay it off, or you paid the minimum, or if you didn't pay it off, they charge you another 1% on $1.01. And it goes up and it goes up, and if you pay the minimum, it goes up and it goes up till finally it's out of control. So, the Credit Card Act of 2009 requires a credit card company to offer new protections for young adults and college students that eliminate double cycle billing, right? What that means is that it's only once every so many days. They have to hit you on the same day, every month, all the time. What they used to do is might do it every 20 days or 28 days. The problem is some months are 28 days, some months are 31 days. You might get hit twice in a month to pay your credit card bill and you didn't think about it. Create contracts with easy-to-use language, because some of the legalese they had in some of those financial credit card things with the real small type that you had to use a magnifying glass to read, well, now that has to be a certain size. So how do you evaluate a credit card offer? My suggestion is to don't get one, but if you do, look at the annual percentage rate. Look at the periodic rate. What are they going to charge you every single month? And if you'll notice, sometimes that comes out a little bit more than the annual percentage rate. What's the annual fee to get the card? Oh, it's a great card. You get points and you get benefits, and you get to use it for hotels and travel and airplanes and rental cars, but the annual fee is $750. So you got to look at that. The grace period, if you don't pay it, how much time do you have after the late period where it doesn't ding your credit? What are the finance charges? I mean the actual charges. Like, have an example. If I have $1,000, if I don't pay it or pay the minimum, how much interest am I going to pay? And then other fees that they sneak in. Like some people charge fees if you don't use the card, which makes absolutely no sense. So what's credit reporting? The first step in obtaining credit is filling out an application. I think that's what Todd talked about, right? Not everybody can be approved for credit. If you're not approved, it goes down. If you're approved, it might go down, because now you just added to your debt load. The higher your debt load or higher amount of debt you have access to, they're going to do what? They're going to hit your credit score. To determine whether you can be approved, the creditor has to check your credit score. So what information is on it? What is on it? Well, these are the three big ones: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They have a spot called free credit report, right? You can go to each of these individually, or you can say, hey, they'll just all steer you to free credit report. I usually write to the company individually and get an individual one from Experian, an individual one from TransUnion, and an individual one from Equifax. Because if you go free credit report, they have to give you a free report once a year, and it includes all three. I check my credit every 4 months. I hit Experian up, and then I wait, then I hit up TransUnion, and then I wait, and then I hit up Equifax. Sometimes they let me do it, sometimes they don't. And then other times, because I track it so closely, I really don't need to check it, because I have a couple of apps, and my credit union will give me what my credit score is, so I don't have to go track it. So here's the 5 reporting things that are on your sample credit report. If you've never seen a copy, I urge you to go get a copy of your credit report. There's information in there that might be wrong. They tell you if you believe something is wrong, you can open an investigation. If they don't get back to you in a certain amount of days, they have to remove it. Now, it takes a lot of documentation. Don't take my word for it. Always read what the credit reporting agency tells you. So what are they looking for? How many credit obligations do you have? The more credit obligations you have, the less your score is going to be. Do you pay on time? The total amount of credit that's been extended to you. What's in a report? There are 5 areas. Personal information, who you are. Employment information, where you work. Public records information, have you ever been arrested? Have you ever gotten speeding tickets? Court, all that stuff. Any adverse collection account information. Bankruptcy, late payments, all that stuff. And then they'll list all the credit accounts you have. You need to pay attention to all of these things. Here's what doesn't go into your credit report. This came from the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, and they make mistakes. I can tell you now, you'll find at least one mistake, probably because sometimes people have the same name. You have people in the same house with the same name. You have multiple people on certain addresses. Remember, they used to call. Hey, I'm looking for your sister, your cousin. Remember, you used to have to give a name as a reference. Well, now they don't have to because everybody on the internet. You just find you there. You have to identify the items aren't correct. Provide documentation to support your position and request that it be corrected. And again, read the fine print. If they don't correct it after a certain amount of time, they have to remove it. So, answer yes or no to the following regarding credit and whether or not they're included in your credit report. Late payment on your furniture loan. What about employment information? What about on-time payments made to your department store credit card? Your birth date? What about your race? Some of these need to be on there. Some of them are not. But again, like I said, annualcreditreport.com, free credit report. You can Google and get a copy. You can get one free copy every 12 months, and they'll give you all the information. But what about identity theft? We have AI, we have all sorts of things now, but there's some things you can do. Number one, if you're a victim, and if there are more mistakes, you might be a victim of identity theft. You can place a fraud alert on your credit report. They'll send you an email, you'll verify it, you'll have a code, and they have to do it. Here's what I did back in the day when it was old school. I put in my credit report, because you can put up to 25 words in your credit report to explain something. I put in any new credit, you have to call me and verify it while I'm standing there. So they would open new credit, they'd run it through the system. My phone would ring to verify what it is. They had to call me. So what happened is they called the store where I got the credit at the time and said, here, they want to talk to you. And I said, no, they're supposed to call me directly. I don't know who this is on the phone. Tell them to call my cell phone. And I hung up. They called me on my cell phone, got it verified it was me. I had the code. Or sometimes you can just go online, especially if you know you're going to buy a car or something, and release it, buy it, they run your credit, and then put the hold back on. So you can do that. Or you can just close the account. Will it cause your credit to drop some points? Sure. But if you're not using it, does it matter? If you already have a house, a car, you already have a job, right? If you're changing jobs, you need to make sure all that stuff is in place. You can file a police report, and you can file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. If you're in Wisconsin, it's the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Affairs, if I got the title. But I know it's Department of Agriculture, so make sure you find out in your particular state where you are, where you would file that particular report. Here's a credit score. This is how it really works. Credit score is a number that reflects information in your credit report, and it has nothing to do with you personally. Somebody else put together a program that said, if you did all these things, this is what it is. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's equitable, and I don't like it. So it's called a FICO score, and your score is between 300 and 850. They'll tell you 650 is a decent, good credit score. but they'll still use it as an excuse not to give you access to credit. Again, we talked about 5 factors. Your payment history, and it's weighted. That means that each of these aren't equal. It's not 20% each. Some are less, some are more. Your payment history, if you pay on time, that makes up 35% of your credit score. Total current debt, how much do you owe right now? That makes up 30%. If you request new credit, 10%. Boom, it hits you. So if you got an 850, your score is going to drop below 800, just like that, because you requested new credit. So if you requested 3, it might end up being 30%. Types of credit and use, because we weigh owning a house, this is an assumption on my part, owning a house less than a car, less than a credit card. Make sense? And then the length of the credit history. How long have you had it? That's about 15%. What can damage it? What can make your score do a hiccup? Let's say your score is 650. If you max out your credit card, it can drop 10 to 30%. If you have a 30-day late payment, 60 to 80 points. If you settle a debt, you owe $3,000 and you settled it for $1,000, boom, it's going to drop 45 to 65 points. If you had a foreclosure, it could drop up to 105 points. And if you file bankruptcy, 150 points. Here's the problem with that. If you have a good score, or what's considered excellent, 780, they zing you even more. If you look at those totals on the right, it can hit you even more for whatever reason. But again, the credit score and the creation of it is on the side of consumer lending. They made it so their life is easy, not yours. So, how do you get right? How do you fix it? If you're denied, you need to find out why. You have rights under Equal Credit Opportunity Act. You have to be notified within 30 days whether or not you've been approved or not. You can't just sit there and wait and wait and wait. With AI and internet, you usually wait about, 30 seconds or so. But then you have other options. A creditor may allow you to have a cosigner. Be careful with that because you're taking on debt for another person. So if that person has, say, an apartment and you take on as a cosigner, that means if they don't pay, you pay. So how do you do? How do you get good credit? How do you do it? Well, pay bills on time. Your total debt needs to be as small as possible. We talked about that yesterday. Paying off all your debt. Now, here's another problem. Not having debt can make your score go down. The great thing about it is if you got cash, it doesn't matter. You want to buy something, you save up and you buy it. What it shows to a job, to an employer, to a person that you want to get an apartment from, it shows you're stable and responsible. And one of the great ways is to only use a small amount of your total available debt. If you know you got a credit card with $10,000 on it, only use a couple at a time. Use as much as you can to be able to pay it off. So, for those of you that need help, there are some national organizations you can go to. You can contact the creditor, let them know you're having trouble. They'll work with you. Never let them have access to your bank or checking account or credit account or whatever. Never let them have access to it. You always make the payment. And if you can, make it manually. Don't make it automatic so that they can't just pull money out of your account. Never give them the routing numbers, which are actually online. You can get the routing number, but not the account number. You make sure that stays private. There's a National Federation of Credit Counseling, and they can help you find a consumer credit counseling service closest to you. Or as always, you can just use a search engine and do that. But beware. If you go to a credit repair clinic or somebody says they can boost your credit score by 50 points or 100 points, do your research. Avoid excessive fees. Some of those repair clinics are good. But just because they say they're nonprofit doesn't necessarily mean it's a great place to go. All right. So I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some information. Let me go back through the chat before I take a break. Let me go. And by the way, my products link is pinned in there. So if you want to support, always feel free. Let me scroll through. Now, read that. They said, I'm trying. Todd said, thanks for the clue. Here, heavy traffic. Yeah, traffic is nearby. Todd said, over limits are killers. When cards will let you go over, then they pound you. I got jammed up that way back in the day. So here's a kicker. They give you what's called overdraft protection. Oh, you got overdraft protection. So if you go over, we'll pay it. The problem is the conditions on overdraft can be so high that you may end up paying more for that than you did without it. So one of the things you have to be careful of is to make sure that you read the fine print so that you understand and know exactly what they're talking about. All right? Hope that helped. When we come back, top 5 is coming up next. back. Thanks for hanging out. We talked about credit. I'll be uploading this onto, it's on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it, or it's on my LinkedIn page. I believe it's Dr. Kenneth Harris Jr. Gotta go check. And it's also on Spotify. So if you have Spotify, you can just follow. Just click the link and follow. I guess it's an oval. You can click it and follow the podcast. It's usually on later in the day or the next day. So, and each one is titled, so that'll be easy to do. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Of course, I'm in my quote-unquote undisclosed location. And if somebody's smart enough, they could probably figure it out. I don't know what you're doing this weekend. Of course, we're on Monday through Thursday, 4 o'clock Central Time. So thanks for hanging out. If you're driving in Milwaukee this weekend, it's going to get pretty interesting.
Number five.
So, the Mitchell Interchange has a weekend closure. This is from Fox6Now.com. So, Wisconsin DOT closed northbound 4194, the collector distributor lanes, and all associated ramps between College and Layton for resurfacing. So you're going to have to, it starts at 9 o'clock Friday night, June 5th, scheduled to wrap up 4 a.m. Monday, June 8th. Airport traffic will be heavily impacted, requiring detours around College, Howell, Layton, and Howard Avenue for access or leave when you're leaving Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. So I don't know if you got to travel south, you're going to have to get off and then get back on. So that's going to be a nightmare. Southbound, again, the collector distributor lanes between College Avenue and Layton will be closed. Northbound, on-ramp, off-ramp at College, on-ramp, off-ramp at 119. That's that little lane that steers into the airport if you're coming off of 94. The northbound off-ramp to Layton Avenue. Northbound 9141 is going to be reduced to 3 lanes between College Avenue and Layton, and northbound to westbound system ramp in the Mitchell Interchange is going to be 1 lane, which means a lot of backup. So you might want to make sure you just avoid the area.
Number 4.
This from SAN.com. It's more like Chicago, and it has to do with a little Chicago, but I guess Chicago wants their cake, and they want to eat it too. So I don't know if you've heard, Chicago is thinking about moving to northern Indiana to the Hammond area, which is wide open and a lot of space, a lot of casinos and hotels and entertainment and all that. But it'll be out of state, which means Indiana's economy is going to get all the proceeds from taxes and all that stuff. Businesses, food, shelter, hotels, all that. I don't know if they got enough hotels over there, so people will be staying in like southern Chicago, south suburbs and all that. But the problem I see is that people in Illinois and Chicago don't want the Bears to leave, but they don't want to give them a tax break either. Now, I can understand that because the McCaskey family has some loot. They're worth $1.3 billion. And Illinois governor himself has a net worth of $4.3 billion. So it's like talking to yourself. But the taxpayers don't want to pay it. Maybe they need to do the way the Packers did and buy the team themselves. Maybe they just need to, I dropped something. Yep. Maybe they need to purchase the team from the McCaskies and have a non-profit run it. I mean, that's probably the only way they're going to be able to do it. And the system, believe it or not, worked for this family.
Number 3.
Did that come over? Let me do it again.
Number 3.
There it is. That's much better. From JS Online, the family of Donald Mayer, who died due to probable malnutrition and dehydration at Waupun Correctional Institution, that's the prison, in 2024, settled its lawsuit with the Wisconsin Department of Corrections. That means Wisconsin taxpayers paid it. If you ask me, it was well worth it. $3.75 million. Mayer was 62, died on February 22nd of 2024, 1 week after prison shut off the water to prevent him from flooding his cell while in solitary confinement. His death was ruled a homicide. I know a few people got fired, and they sued Wisconsin and actually won. Now, you tell me whether or not this next story is fair. I want you. Let me see if I can pull it up. I love live YouTube and live everything. Let's see if you can pull it up. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Let's do that. All right. And what do we call that?
Number 2.
All right. From CBS 58, authorities have determined, we talked about it the other day, that there was a shooting at Center Street Park that left a 22-year-old man dead. Well, the shooting happened on Saturday, May 30th. Pepe Sakisi, trying to see the name, Bell Jr. was killed, and the family told CBS 58 an argument broke out during a birthday party for this young man's 4-year-old son when he was shot. The family said the woman who allegedly shot him was once considered a close family friend. Well, the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office said Thursday, which is today, they completed the review and determined due to issues associated with self-defense, no charges were filed. So that might be a tough one to swallow for the family. But the lawyers looked at it, and the lawyers went through it, and they decided that there wasn't enough to charge the person with homicide. So it didn't go through. I'm not going to say it's unfortunate because the system worked and the system went through. But there's another story, and I think, well, I'm going to let you decide.
Number one.
From Menominee Falls, attorney William Sutton says Menominee Falls police used excessive force while restraining a 13-year-old boy at his home this past May 21st. Menominee Falls police say officers were trying, this is from Fox6Now.com. Officers saying the officers are trying to gain control of a resistive juvenile and that their actions were reasonable and justified. Now, Sutton said the teen's family is calling for all 3 officers to be fired and plans to file a lawsuit. I looked at it. I looked at the video. There are things in the video that people say they don't like. Now, you have to remember, people don't like to see how the police do their work. They just want them to do their work. And now that we have all this technology and they see how they do their work, they're not happy with it. But unless they want police to be injured and hurt, some things have to be done. People are saying the video is awful and, Sutton's on TV, and I'm not saying which side is which. With my prior background in law enforcement, and I was also a state certified instructor. Yes, you do see the officer's hands on his neck. You also see him release it. But the one thing that nobody talked about in this story that struck me is that anybody look at the 13-year-old and say, why are you acting that way and why are you flailing and fighting the police? Have you taught your kid to be respectful, even when they think they're right? Be respectful. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. Why they came to the house is irrelevant. They were at the house. That can be corrected as to why they were at the house. But the fact that your kid fought the police and got roughed up, you should be just as upset with your son, 13 years old, for fighting the police, which means the parents are responsible for a 13-year-old fighting the police. So I don't know the details. I don't know. I wasn't there. I saw the video, and it's, two-dimensional. So we'll see what happened. We'll keep track of that particular story. I think it's going to turn out to be something we'll all be interested in. And the reason I say that is because everybody in the video all look the same. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Or are we just in a litigious society and we just like to sue everybody for everything? All right, let me hit this YouTube chat before I go, because I know some of y'all have been screaming and hollering at me. Must be close to the lake. I said that before. Todd thinks I'm close to the lake, but I'm not. Quanda said, nice view. Thank you. SE, good to see you. City 414 said, having poor credit score will make life hard, such as economics and living space you occupy. Talked about that before. Sincere said, hey, what's up with the butler? Yeah, okay, so we went through these. Let me scroll a little further down, over the limits. Jasmine got her cup. I'm glad. Hopefully it was good quality. She says she can't wait for her shirt. Glad to hear. Todd said, I'm getting close. You are nowhere near, Todd. Stop it. Stop it. Dr. Clarissa, good to see you. Good to see you. So I just thought I'd sit outside and relax today. And, at first I was in the shade. Somebody was having a conversation, so I thought I'd move and sit out in the back and let you see with all the bugs and all the crap going on and all that. So having a good time here. SC said, thank you for your time. You're welcome. I appreciate it. Make sure you tell others. Make sure other people know it's here. Go back and, listen to the rebroadcast, listen to YouTube, LinkedIn. If there are other places you want me to pile on, do it. I'm also on Spotify, so check it out. Of course, if you want to support the show, our products are in the chat. I'm working on a good URL, a good name, so that you can just type it in. It'll take you to the site. You have to worry about all the this, and all that stuff. So, all right, so we're working on it. Be patient. God's not through with me yet. I ain't through with me either. So, hey, want to say thank you. I appreciate you being here. I will not be around on tomorrow afternoon. I'm taking the day, not off, but I'm just not on YouTube. I might pop in the weekend, though. I might just, hop in and say, hey, what's going on? So if you get a notification, but in order to do that, you got to go to YouTube and click the notification bell. And that way, whenever I'm live, it'll notify you and you'll never, ever miss a show. Todd said, any clues? No. No clues. No, I'll give one. I'm west of Milwaukee. How's that? That's a lot of real estate between here and Iowa. So, hey, God bless. Take care. And just remember, have a great, safe weekend.
Quiet.
See, every time I hit it, it never plays right. I got to do it like this.
Be quiet.
Wow. Got to go back and fix that. Otherwise, I'm a head. And it did the same thing. And that's why that's why I keep saying it. Todd, I got your idea. Working on a cup. I got be quiet on one side and chicken head, and underneath it, Dr. Ken's Trooper. Something like that. I don't know. I'll play with it. Hey, God bless. Take care. Deuces. I'm out.